Hi, welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is the aftermath. Well, here we go again. Same old from Arsenal. Another defeat on the road, a bad defeat on the road to Stoke City yet again. We just can't seem to beat this team. And I've got to say that going to the game yesterday, everybody, the fans, there was loads of fans there yesterday, as usual. Everybody up for it. We got the news that Chelsea had been beaten, so they weren't going to be able to go past Arsenal's famous unbeaten record. Fans were going into the game singing 49 undefeated. Really up for it, really feeling good. The game starts after about 20 seconds, bang, Stoke are 1-0 up. No closing down, just a ball into the box, high ball. I mean, let me just say, I thought the performance in the first half yesterday from Arsenal was as bad as I've seen. The defending was absolutely calamitous. I mean, for starters, when I saw the team announced, I feared the worst. I was like, why is Koscielny on the bench? If he's injured, then he shouldn't be even on the bench. If he's good enough to be on the bench, he should be in the team. He's just played the last 3 games. We've kept clean sheets. I know he's carrying this Achilles injury, but if he's good enough to be on the bench against Stoke, you know what sort of game it's going to be. It's going to be a physical game. We have Koscielny on the bench, and we've got 3 rookies in that back 5. We've got a rookie goalkeeper, third-choice goalkeeper. We've got a third-choice right-back in Bellerin, and we've got Callum Chambers, as I keep saying, great prospect, but young kid coming up. And Mertesacker, who's been horribly off form. And the defending yesterday was absolutely appalling. I mean, the defenders from yesterday have to hold their head in shame. I mean, you can blame Wenger, you can blame this, blame that, but the defending, you know, they defended like a championship team yesterday. And where I do blame Wenger, as I said, is why not Koscielny? And yet again, that decision not to buy a centre-back in the summer and a holding midfielder comes back to haunt us, because every time we play a team like Stoke, they know that they're just going to go really physical on us. They know we can't handle it, and we can't, because every time we play Stoke, they beat us at their place. Every time, literally. You know, teams that are very physical with us seem to get results out of it. Even Manchester United and teams like that change their game to be more physical against Arsenal when they play us. So what are we doing to combat that? What is our plan when we come up against that? You can't always just say, oh, we're just going to play our game. Why didn't we yesterday start with Welbeck and Giroud? Have a bit more physical presence in the team. I just didn't get it yesterday. And whilst it was a commendable fight back in the second half, and if Callum Chambers hadn't have got sent off, there was still 15 minutes to go. I mean, I reckon we could have got something out of that game. I truly think we could have got back in it if we didn't just, Chambers get sent off and we have no shape at all. But it was just a horrible, horrible defeat. And the fans afterwards, very unhappy. I mean, listen, this whole fan thing with the split with fans at the moment, I really hate it. I'll be honest with you, I hate it. People will be out there and they'll be like, oh, Arsenal Fan TV, you must love it because, you know, you've got fans arguing with each other. Listen, I want to see fans happy. We have to show it because we are Arsenal Fan TV and we got to reflect how the fans are feeling. So there's no point in us glossing over it. That is how it is at the moment. You've got fans at the moment that are arguing amongst each other because one's Wenger in, one's Wenger out. And one thinks that his opinion's right and the other thinks that his is right. And it's just horrible at the moment. The team, the manager, they really got to get a grip of things, because yesterday's performance, to be 3-0, should probably have been 4-0 down away at Stoke City for a team like Arsenal. Nah, it's not good enough. It is not good enough. You know, and that's no disrespect to Hull City, but it's not. Let's get into your tweets and see what you guys had to say about the game. Hinesh Patel says, 3-0 down to Stoke at half-time is an absolute disgrace. Enough is enough, he says, and he says he wants Wenger out. Fazal Khan says, Chelsea, now this is a good point this guy makes. He says, Chelsea were only missing Matic and they lost. We were missing 12 first squad players and we can't put it all down to bad luck. Injuries is playing a major part. I can't wait till Debuchy comes back. I can't wait until we can get, you know, some proper defenders in and proper, you know, we're playing every week with all these injuries, you know, and basically the back four that you saw there yesterday is not good enough. We need the main players back. And when you've got key players missing, it makes a big difference. Chelsea yesterday, without Matic, Obi Mikel comes in. It's not the same Chelsea all of a sudden. It's not the same. It's still a good Chelsea. They still probably got a better squad than us, but it ain't the same. Aguero's out for Manchester City. Let's see how they get on, because it will not be the same when you're missing key players. And if you miss one or two, when you're missing like literally a whole team of them, you're in trouble. Sabu says, all those positive fans, please assess games as they are. You're letting your emotional delude your judgment. Now, there was a lot of people saying that Ty yesterday in his interview has been delusional because he just won't accept. Listen, it was a terrible performance. You have to accept it was a terrible performance yesterday. John Ives says, we need a rudder. Nothing will change until then. So I can see where he's going with that. He's another person who wants Arsene Wenger gone. George Pemberton says, I was appalled with the defending. Chambers' first goal, the whole left for the second goal, and the third of them, he goes, you know, and we go on to lose. And that is true. I mean, Stoke didn't even really have to work for their win yesterday. All they did was just had to put balls into Peter Crouch. And then it was panic stations as far as Arsenal was concerned. It was really, really poor by Arsenal. Thomas Liv says, why do we not learn? We know that what the Orcs will do to us, right? Stoke he's talking about there. He says, just put some weight in. Surely younger centre-back with Chambers right back. We know what Stoke are going to do, but we just go there. We've got nothing to combat it. Hassan says, terrible performance, lack of planning and proper setup. Training shows with poor goals conceded. The same results are repeating. And I think this is one of the reasons why a lot of fans are turning against Arsene Wenger, because it's the same again. We went there last year, it was the same. Chelsea away, Liverpool away. They just keep seeing a repeat. Big teams like Arsenal should not be conceding that many goals. We shouldn't be. FFS says, no words. I don't understand how you can concede after 22nd. The referee was horrible, but hardly an excuse. I don't talk about the referee. It was absolutely atrocious yesterday. You've all seen the pictures of Alexis Sanchez being strangled. I mean, he came in for particular treatment yesterday. They obviously targeted him, said to all the players that, listen, don't let him get away. If he do, just foul him, whatever. And the referee let him get away with it. Peter Crouch was slapping, elbowing people. Chambers, you know, I still think Chambers was a bit stupid and he probably deserved to go. He did pull back the player. But why didn't Crouch go? Why didn't a couple other of the Stoke players go? The referee yesterday, terrible, terrible, terrible. You know, games like that, you need decent refs. Jack Jones, that's no excuse, by the way, for the defeat, but the referee was bad. Jack Jones says it's very embarrassing to lose to a team like Stoke. Not even a big club. It's not good enough. Yasif Warasem, I hope I pronounced that right. He says, slow start, bad defending, and Stoke played rugby after that. Mid says, resting Koscielny and the lack of defensive signings cost us. Wenger deserves respect, but tactically beaten again. I actually think, looking at Per Mertesacker yesterday, we might need to buy 2 centre-backs in January, because he's really looking poor this season, Per Mertesacker. I'm starting to look at it thinking, is this a guy coming towards the end? James Foley says, his time is up. We could easily have signed a defensive midfielder and centre-back in the summer, but he chose to take yet another risk, and it's failed on him yet again. And I kind of agree there that he did, Arsene Wenger, take a gamble that has horribly, horribly backfired. CS Miller 20 says, worst half Arsenal played this year. Change should begin on Tuesday. Start Podolski, Campbell, Rosicky, I think Rosicky was injured. That's why he didn't couldn't have started him the other day anyway. Dewey Saputra says, still don't know why Koscielny didn't play. Anyhow, this shortage happened because we didn't sign any player. Again, the same thing. Arsenal Future said, I think it's more embarrassing to see Claude and Ty argue and make the club look bad and make the media get more fuel. And again, as I said on that, listen, I think it's more embarrassing watching those players on the pitch put in a disgusting performance like that, which then ends up in fans arguing outside. And as I said, Claude and Ty, they're friends, they're mates, they're passionate fans. You know, they had a bit of a meltdown yesterday. I'm sure they've shook hands, have made up. But the thing is, it wasn't just Claude and Ty yesterday. Take it from me. I was there at that game. Fans was there. I saw fans arguing all over the place. We got to reflect what's going on. We can't gloss over it. We cannot. We got to show people what's going on. At the moment, there's a little bit of a, I wouldn't say civil war's too harsh, but there's a lot of arguing going on at games between fans who want Wenger in and fans who want Wenger out. That is a reality of the situation. You know, it's very sad. We all just want to see success. I want it to be back like when we showed the FA Cup and we showed almost 60 videos of fans celebrating the day of the FA Cup and another 50 the day after of the parade and fans happy. I want to show those sort of things. But if this is what's happening and fans are arguing with each other, you've got to show it. May says, what hurts the most is not only the loss in these games, but how we lose them. Claude, right? Claude sent in a tweet. He said, Robbie, you should rename it The Inquest instead of The Aftermath. Typical Claude. Cody says, remember City lost to Stoke. He said, hashtag perspective. Yes, they did. But I think it's the manner of our defeat. And last one here, Christian Bradley. We've had done quite a lot today because it's very heated today. He said, all of the Wenger out brigade want him gone, but they can't suggest a replacement because at the moment, basically, realistically, there isn't one. And I do agree with him on that. I've said it before, to get Arsene Wenger out right now is absolutely ridiculous. That's my opinion. I don't agree with it. We've got to go until the end of the season. But at the end of the season, definitely, we have to look at it. We have to see where we are. Are we challenging? Are we moving forward? All those things need to be looked at the end. I think right now, as fans, we've got to get behind the team and the club, the players, they've got to improve. And I think injuries is very key here. If some of those injured players can get back. I mean, where's Theo Walcott? When's he coming back? I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. So listen, a bad weekend at the office for Arsenal. Let's hope against Galatasaray. I don't know what sort of team they're going to send there, but let's hope they can bounce back with a win. Never know. A bit of luck goes our way. We top the group. I don't know. We need some good news. And then it's on to Newcastle, who've been beat Chelsea last week. They're coming down to the Emirates, so we're going to have to put in a top performance there. Let's hope those players are stung by the other day and they bounce back. Don't forget, if you're looking for a present for this Christmas, don't forget to check out the AFTV store. We got loads of goods in there. Goods for men, goods for women, good for kids. Check it out in the AFTV store.com. You can get loads of stuff there right now. Don't forget our weekly football manager competition. You can enter your weekly football fantasy team. My team at the weekend, full of Arsenal players, full of Chelsea players. I absolutely flopped at the weekend. You can only enter 3 Arsenal players into your team, by the way. And at the moment, how we're playing, that's probably a good shout. But listen, don't forget you can enter that. And don't forget to keep subscribing here on Arsenal Fan TV. Listen, I just hope that next week we'll be showing some videos of people with smiles on their faces, happy, hugging each other, kissing each other and saying, come on, Arsenal!
We had a bad start, but Hector gets in a brilliant ball, Olivier equalises. It's a different game. All right, we went 2-0 down. We went 3-0 down.
Rubbish!
Hold on, what do you mean rubbish? What do you mean rubbish? What do you mean rubbish? No, don't interrupt me. Why are you interrupting me? Have I finished?
Hold on, let me ask. Why are you swearing at me for? Hold on, wait a minute. Let me ask Claude. Because you're talking rubbish is normal.
You're not talking rubbish. So what are you going to say then? I'm happy with 4th. I'm happy with 4th.
That's all you're happy with.